Hello everyone, welcome back to Roughing the Competition. My name is Brant and this is Trevor, and this is part 2 of our NFL Week 5 matchup.
Yeah, as you saw, we already covered part 1, which was the early games in the Thursday night classic we're about to see between the Colts and the Patriots. Now, to kick things off here, we have to make an admission. We kind of messed up. We missed the Jags and Chiefs in that first round. Thought it was a 4 o'clock game, turned out it's 1 o'clock. So we'll get things rolling here quickly with the Jags and the Chiefs playing. Brant, how you feeling about this one?
I got something to say to you and everyone. Don't worry, my homies. Yes, that's right. The Chiefs are going to win this game. Patrick Mahomes has proven that he can come back in the fourth quarter. And with that Jags defense, I just believe that I think Mahomes can throw all over him. And I guess Jalen Ramsey had something to say about that, but we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, I ain't going to differ too far from you. I got Kansas City winning this one too. That offense is just stellar, and I think it's going to be a defensive battle here, which is why you already made one bad pun yourself with my homies. I'll say that dog don't hunt unless it's Kareem Hunt, and Kareem Hunt's going to have a field day with this Jags defense. I just can feel it coming. While the defense is going to be strong for both sides, Kareem's going to take the day. Chiefs win. All right, so let's turn our attention to the 4 o'clocks now. Kick things off right away. We got the Chargers and the Raiders. The Chargers have had a tough test so far, already playing the Chiefs and playing the Rams. Now, both those games, they were competitive, but quickly disposed of. The Raiders, on the other hand, won last week whenever they shouldn't. The Browns should have won that game. So congrats, John Gruden. You got your first win, but are you going to pick up your second?
No, he's not.
You don't see him picking up a second?
I got the Chargers going here.
Yeah?
Melvin Gordon is going to run all over that Raiders defense.
Yeah.
I mean, Raiders gave up 42 points to Baker last week, and barely won. They barely won.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't have won. And Chargers played a tough game with the 49ers, yes, but Raiders' defense might as well have a picture of Swiss cheese up there because that's going to defend better.
Yeah, I'm not too far off on that either. I see the Chargers. I mean, follow the Rivers, right? Rivers has played well all year. He really hasn't slowed any. You also got a big bonus with Corey Liuget coming back on defense. You'll miss Bosa still, most likely, but Liuget will help add to that pressure. And the Raiders are going to fold again. John Gruden's got to figure out something on defense because that pass rush is going. It's in Chicago now. So, yeah, good luck, Raiders, but the Chargers going to get it done. With that said, we're going to turn to another 4 o'clock matchup. This is a matchup with the NFC title game last year and two teams that have struggled. The Eagles have played a lot of close games, so have the Vikings, but they've also both had a pair of bad games. Eagles, that Tampa Bay game, that was ugly. Ryan Fitzpatrick had it well in hand before you started to try and come back, but it wasn't enough. The Vikings, meanwhile, well, I don't know what happened in Buffalo. I don't want to know what happened, but you got destroyed in Buffalo, but you seem to right the course a little bit against the Rams. Who gets closer to being back on track this week, Brandon?
I think the Vikings are going to be back on track this week.
Yeah?
It's going to be an air assault like no other. Neither team has that great of a defense.
Yeah.
So, fantasy picks, Diggs, Thielen, choose one. Both of them are probably going to hit 100.
Yeah.
Just Vikings D is decent enough, I think, with the secondary.
Yeah.
But also, Eagles struggled with Tennessee last week.
Yeah, we saw that. Now, on my end, though, I got the Eagles. Let's face it. The Eagles are going to get it done this time. I think these two teams both need a win badly, but I think the Eagles are the ones that are going to prevail. They're at home. Wentz is finding that rhythm. He's playing it safe, favoring the tight ends. He'll open it up a little bit this week. And something's wrong with that Minnesota defense. All the talent is there. Anthony Barr looks pedestrian. That line is missing Everson Griffin. It's like he just kind of blew up that whole defense with his attitude. I don't know what happened there, but until they get that figured out and until Cook can get going on offense, 30 carries, 98 yards this year, they in some trouble, and it doesn't get any better this week. The Eagles are going to win this one, and Minnesota's going to still be looking for answers, I think.
I do have a little note here saying if this game is under 30,
yeah,
the Eagles are going to win this game.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let's turn it to another match. This is a game?
It is.
Are you sure? You did the matchups this week. You're not making this one up, are you?
I think actually you did. I just made it look good.
Well, let's go and get it over with quick. What are you doing?
Why? Tell me.
All right, I'll tell you.
No. Ooh.
Okay, this is the game that shouldn't exist, but it does. Arizona playing San Fran. God, this game's bad. If any one of you's fans of either team, I want to tell you, San Fran, maybe go trade for Tyrod. Arizona, maybe go trade for Tyrod. He's out there. But in all honesty, I think David Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald finally have the game to where they can prove that they're the best talents on the field offensively. And I think Johnson's going to take over. You're finally going to see him have that 100-yard day that proves that he's an all-pro still. And I think Fitzgerald has a nice receiving game, paces the team. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be 13-7, maybe 21-14. It's Arizona.
Well, I'm going the 49ers way. I got Broussard and Kittle just lighting it up.
Not bad.
Teammates in college. People keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
So they have that chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Niners get it done here. They had a close game with the Chargers last week.
Yeah.
And they only lost by 2, and the Chargers are pretty good, as you can see from earlier. But just still, I think 49ers get it done here.
Yeah, I better say another point on the 49ers. I mean, Kittle, 18 catches, 300, and I believe 18 yards, 16 yards. He's been pretty good this year, but I still got Arizona.
We'll see.
Okay. Let's go to the next match. Another game that shouldn't exist, but it does. Let's just end it quickly. It's the Rams. Rams and Hawks are playing. The Rams, nobody's even in their division, it seems like. And I don't mean that just as in their division. I mean nobody in that conference can keep with them. That continues here. The Rams are just going to dominate, and it's not even going to be a track meet. Poor Russell Wilson's going to be running away from Sue and Donald all day. Sue's 34 years old and has 2 pass deflections, so he's still getting up. Donald is still an all-pro. It's going to be a nightmare day for the Seattle offense.
I agree 100%. And that Rams offense defense just playing out of their minds right now.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't say anything else other than what you said, but for my fantasy pick, what I want you to do, I want you to close your eyes, line up the Rams receivers, and just pick one. That's all you got to do. Kupp, Woods, Cooks.
I mean, honestly, you might as well just line up the whole offense. Just grab a starter.
Just start them all.
Honestly, even that left tackle is going to get more points than the Seahawks offense. Yeah.
Shout out to Whitworth.
He old, but he getting it done. All right, so with that said, we're through that ugly 4 o'clock schedule. Let's look at the prime time, and let's kick things off with the battle for Texas. Houston Texans meeting up with the Cowboys. Cowboys and Texans, rough start to the season for both. Who figures it out more here, Brant? Who gets more on the track?
I think Watson's finally getting himself going this week.
Really? You got Watson.
I don't think the Dallas defense is that good.
Yeah.
And Houston wins that close game against the Colts last week. But I do believe I think Watson's good. I mean, he's finally getting track from his ACL injury.
Yeah, I see that, and I think the Houston's got a lot of upside. Fuller and him have a good connection. Him and Hopkins have always had a good connection. Lamar Miller needs to get going. That defense needs to get healthy. And that is why I'm picking the boys.
Oh.
Now, this one hurts for me because I just watched my Lions lose a nasty one to the Cowboys. And I will say this. They're still not good, Dallas fans. You're still going to have a bad year. But you figured out your offense. Here's the bad news on that. If it ain't Dak, it's Zeke. And if it ain't Zeke, it's Dak. Let's face facts. Cowboys receivers are non-existent outside of a couple flashes for big scores that we've seen. But they figured out something last week in Detroit. If Zeke can run the ball, maybe he can catch the ball. He had over 100 yards rushing last week on 20-some carries, but 4 receptions for 88 yards and a score. That's what really pushed it over the top for them. It kept the offense moving when nothing else was working. He'll continue that trend this week, and he'll help them win a close one, probably 21-17, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's going to be close, but it's going to be the Cowboys.
I feel like that Houston front seven is going to be able to contain Zeke enough to be able to pull out the W for Watson.
We'll see on that one.
Okay.
Let's turn our attention to the Monday night game now. And this should be a fun one. We have the Skins versus the Saints. And I'll kick things off here by saying it's prime time, and I'm going with the Deadskins. Same thing I said about the Cowboys, though. Doesn't mean that you're a good team. But the Deadskins are famous for picking up that old talent. They traded for Alex Smith in the offseason. Brought in Adrian Peterson to fill the running gap. guess what? Prime time means AP going to shine. And he going to run for 100 plus. He's going to pick up a couple scores. He's going to remind us that he came out of the retirement home to put up some yards because those legs ain't done yet. It's going to be a big day for the Skins. I actually think they win by 2 scores here. I'm thinking like 38-24 for the Skins. I love the Saints, but I think this is the game that they lose that they probably shouldn't lose.
I think, as you can see with my facial expressions, I'm going the exact opposite way as you.
Oh, you're picking the other old man. Got it.
Yeah, the other old man, Drew Brees. You know, last week was one of the first times he's ever been held without a touchdown pass.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think he makes up for that this week.
Yeah.
3-4 scores, win by a couple touchdowns.
Yeah.
That simple. I think Drew Brees is just way too much for that Redskins offense.
Yeah, Barry said, I mean, at the very least, they have a Camaro all over that field. We saw him run all day last week. Might run again, but I think the old man on the other side of the field is going to show him how to power run all day.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you there. Adrian Peterson's drinking from that fountain of youth. He's going to be good this week, but Drew Brees is going to be just a little bit better.
All right, we'll see on that one.
All right.
So that's going to wrap up the Week 6 NFL matchups on this. Sorry there was such a delay between Part 1 and Part 2. We had some technical difficulties last night with this. This is actually the 3rd reshoot of this one.
Good times.
And I want to send an apology to Mason, who's sitting over in the corner. He's our Colts lover. He sadly had to hear some of that news on the Colts this week, but wish him luck. They've already taken on the Patriots.
Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. I want to keep freaking telling you guys. I want to start yelling.
As
Should
you
I
can
start
see,
yelling?
No, don't. I'm the only one who hears your yell. I mean, let's be honest. Like, they're going to like it. They're going to share it. Come on, guys, please help me out on this. Those texts are getting really super annoying.
Every day.
Not even every day. It's like every hour of every day.
Okay. Sometimes when I'm in class, sometimes maybe once every couple hours.
All right. Enough of that. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Give us some feedback in the comments. Tell us what you like and what you don't like.
Thanks, guys.